Welcome to the Networking with Michelle podcast, the show dedicated to providing you with life strategies with a little bit of entrepreneur advice. Here we believe in the Jim Rohn quote, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Hey, good people. It's Michelle Gomez, your connection enthusiast. I am back and I'm better. Think I'm better. Trying to be better. Look, I know it's been a minute. 6 weeks turned into 6 months. And a much needed break. Decided to come out of retirement like Jordan wearing the 4-5. Can I get an encore? Man, so 2019. Look, I hope your 2019 has been serving you well because mine has. Grateful for each day and each blessing. Grateful to be back on the podcast, on the microphone. And we should be rocking and rolling moving forward as we're in this. It's pretty much here, the second half of 2019. It's May, it's 7 months. But man, I have a lot to share with y'all. But this is like intro episode part 2. And then I'll do some follow-up. Of course, I'm going to do some follow-up episodes, but those episodes will allow me to elaborate. I think the biggest thing of 2019 is understanding who I am. Right. In February 2019, Black History Month, I launched the African American Marketing Association, which is something this is a vision that I've been holding on to for about 5-6 years. And last fall, I was like, man, it's time. It's time. So I spent about 6 to 8 months going through that process of finding a board, creating the board, learning the board. And then we made that announcement in February. And the feedback has been great. The momentum has been there. I'm very grateful to God for just allowing me to live out these visions, right? Like, to me, this is not just an idea. This is a vision. And I'm grateful. This is what life's about. So, and thank you for my team, my board members, the new members, and just family and friends that have been supporting me during this whole process. Because I know I haven't always been sane, but y'all have continued to love me. And if you hear this on the upcoming acceptance speech, don't laugh because that's coming too. No, but that's been the biggest thing. The African American Marketing Association, AMA. Special shout out to Dana, BID Creative, handling all of our graphic design work. So that's been awesome. And like I said, I will do a much longer episode going into that. And I know many of y'all have requested me to document my journey regarding the association. And it's coming. And the only reason why I haven't done it sooner is because, I just have to acknowledge my capacity at that moment. Right. And I've been tired and I was tired of podcasting and then just tired. And I got to take care of my mom, got to take care of myself, got, life. But I'm in a good place right now. So a lot of good things are coming. I'm definitely in a creative zone right now. I'm excited. And I posted something on Facebook maybe a week, 2 weeks ago. And this, I'm paraphrasing, but basically, everything that's been holding me back, I'm about to let it out. Right. And a lot of the things, like, I've been holding myself back and thinking that, man, it's a lack of time. It's a lack of money. It's a lack of resources, but it's just me making more and more excuses. And in 2017, when I wrote Success Undefined, I talked about dying empty because I wrote that during the hurricane. And I feel like every time I get like that, I've written my books where my back's against the wall. And I was like, man, if you don't release this now, what? What are they going to say about you? Release it now, create it and release it now. And I'm feeling that blood flow again. And I'm in a creative zone. So I have a lot of things coming out, or I'm working on a lot of things that will be coming out, later on this year and even into next year. And to me, it makes sense. And I'm hoping when the time comes, you'll be able to receive that well, and it will bless your life, whether it's personally or professionally. And with me being in my creative zone, I decided to create a Patreon page. And I don't know if you're familiar with this or not, but if you're a creative, I strongly encourage, or maybe even an entrepreneur, depending on how your business and business model is, I strongly encourage you to look into Patreon, Patreon. So you can go to patreon.com/Michelle Gomez, my first and last name. It's a brand new page, so if you search it, it may not come up. But like I said, when you're creating, it's nothing to sit down and write the book, right? You can go get pen and pad and you can write all day. But when it comes to publishing the book, right, getting the graphic design, the cover, printing the book, creating other marketing materials surrounded with the book, social media ads, there's so many other things, and that cost. The podcast cost, right? Even when I was not recording, I was still paying for my podcast because I have, I don't know, 200-300 episodes in, archived that still need to be accessible for you and randoms that want to come, listen to the show because maybe they saw this guest, or maybe it was referred to by a friend, So it's like I'm still paying for these episodes to be alive, even when I'm not recording. And now that I'm back recording, those expenses are going to go up. And that's just the nature of life. But I gladly accept it, right? But I need, I need some help. I ain't too proud to beg, So with that being said, I have the Patreon page. So please check it out. I'm going to run through these tiers with you real quick. I'm about networking. I'm about connection. So a lot of y'all been rocking with me from the beginning. I am forever humbled and grateful. And I've even had people reach out to me on Instagram. They'll slide in the DMs and be like, hey, Michelle, I like you. Whatever you selling, I'm buying, but I haven't been selling. But now's your time to donate. You can come in as a supporter for $2 a month. I would gladly take your coins and give you a shout out on my show. So $2 a month, you can support me, support the show. If that's the minimum, I'm already thanking you in advance because it is Sunday when I'm recording this. So if you got a little extra from your tithe and offering because the Lord has already blessed you, go ahead and put it in my collection plate. Thank you. All right, so that's a supporter. Now, for acquaintances, you can come in at $5 a month. You'll get the shout out. Plus, you can suggest topics for the show. Right? So I'm back recording. And I feel like I'm never short of ideas, but I want to accommodate you. We're having a conversation. What would you like for me to talk about? Okay. Also, I'm going to go back to doing interviews in a couple of weeks. It may take me a while. I didn't want to put guests on there just because I can't guarantee that, right? But if you give me the topic, I will speak on it. Or I will reach out to someone that I believe is credible and we can have a conversation around that suggested topic, okay? So that's at $5 a month. Now, if we friends, that'll be $10 a month, right? So you can still get the shout out, the topics. More importantly, like I said, I'm in my creative zone. So you will get name credit on any upcoming books and products that I released. Plus, I will send you the copy of the book or the product. So whether it's a digital file or possibly a signed copy of a book, I will send that to you if you come in as a friend at $10 a month. All right? Because we friends, right? We homies. But look, now this ain't for everybody. I know we friends, but you know how you always have that one friend, they doing the most, but it's like a good most. They out there. You're like, man, I'm just so proud of him, so proud of her. That's the change maker, right? So if you got $25 a month to support Michelle Gomez, the Networking with Michelle show, you are the change maker at $25 a month. And you'll get all the other good stuff, the shout out, the topics, the books, the book credit, name credit in the book. But more importantly, each month you can send me your business question, one business question, and I will respond via video, or we can jump on the phone for a 15-minute phone call. Okay. So who is this beneficial for? This is beneficial for the individual that they are growing their personal brand, their company brand, but they're in that weird spot, right? Where they don't have an extra $500 or $1,000 a month to pay a coach or go through a group coaching program, and they probably don't have I'll say $150, $200, or $300 a month to do a 60 or 90-minute consultation, because that's where I come in at, right? But they have these random one-off questions, and it's like, man, I just wish I had someone to talk to. Well, I'm that person. I am that person. And that's where, and you can pick you can choose whichever one you want. I kind of feel like the phone call is better, because if you write your questions down and we have a scheduled phone call, we can tackle all of those questions within 15 minutes, and a little extra cushion in there as well, right? So that's a change maker. So if you're in the early stages, maybe you have a side hustle and you're trying to grow and build your brand and your company, and you can't afford a coach, and hopefully you like what I say, you like the information I've been sharing over the years through my podcast, through social media, and all these platforms, and you believe we're a good fit, go ahead and sign up for a change maker. This is the thing. This is the thing about the change maker, though. It's only available for 10 people, right? Just 10 people. So these are people that I really want to take under my wing and have a relationship with them, right? Obviously, because we're going to be on the phone, we're going to be communicating on a regular basis, right? And that goes back to what I said earlier. It's about capacity and just doing things within your reach. So if you feel like you are a qualified 10, please sign up. If you do have any questions, reach out to me. I'll be glad to address those questions, okay? And last but not least, right? So we got the supporters, we got the acquaintance, the friends, the change makers, and then we have the co-host. So the co-host is at $100 a month, and this is only available for 5 people. 5 people, right? But we're packing this. We are packing this all the way, right? So right now, as I'm reading the website, I have the 15-minute phone call. I'll probably change that to maybe 30 to 60 minutes. But not only do you get the phone call and all the other good jazz, you have an opportunity to be interviewed on the show, right? You have a chance to be interviewed on the Networking with Michelle show, reaching hundreds, thousands of people through the podcast platform. Of course, I promote all of my shows on social media. I'll probably go ahead and run an ad on your show if you decide to be a guest. You'll have a 1-week ad spot on the actual show. So we'll come, if you don't have one already, we'll come together or whatever. We'll write an ad spot. This show's brought to you by Line 25 Consulting, right? That could be your ad spot in the beginning of the show. It's what we call pre-roll. And if you have your own podcast or platform, I will be a guest on your show or platform. So what does that mean? If you have your own podcast, maybe you do Facebook Lives, Instagram Lives publicly, or maybe private within a group coaching or a coaching group on Facebook or whatever, and you have guests come on, I will be glad to be that guest expert for your group, for your IG Live. We'll schedule it, or I will do an interview on your podcast, right? And this is really about exchanging value. And I think this is a skill also, right? Once again, I think it's in that spot where you're in that funny place where I need a coach. I don't know who to get, maybe can't afford a coach, but at $100 a month, this is what you get. And I think this is a true online relationship as the co-host. And this is only available for 5 people, right? So 5 people. So that's what I have on the Patreon page. It is Cinco de Mayo, and I'm missing the alcohol. But no, check me out on Patreon.com. One of these, however you say it, right? patreon.com/Michelle Gourmet, my first and last name. If you do a search, probably not pull up because once again, it's a brand new, I just created it. So it's a brand new page, but I am there. You can definitely check the link in the show notes and, support a sister. support a sister, support good people, support Black business, just support Michelle Gomez. That's all I ever ask. So if you're feeling generous, do that. I do want to let you know, when you do sign up, whether it's to $2 or $100, I believe it takes the money out immediately, and then it takes it out on the first of each month, right? So I want to make sure that you budget accordingly, because, we gotta, I understand, when these checks hit, these bills come out. So definitely budget accordingly. Of course, if it's $2, you probably won't see it. $5 may not hurt you, but if it's anything more, I want you to be mindful of that, so I'm going to share that with you. And yes, I've created this page, but at the same time, there's other creators that I support. There's Tea with Queen and Jay. There's Spirit Podcast, Spirit TV, and Comparable Watches. With my boy Mario. So as I'm on here, I'm also supporting other creators that I either listen to or I believe in their brand. And it's a budget. There's a budget. I was like, hold on now. Hold on. Okay, how much? Oh, okay. I get it. But any bit helps, and I'm thanking you in advance, and I'm grateful for that. All right. So I'm about to wrap up here. So a few things I want to tell you about. I have some events coming up. Tuesday, May 7th, I'll be speaking at People Fund, 7 Steps to Creating an Influential Personal Brand, signature talk. Looking forward to that. The following Tuesday on the 14th, the African American Marketing Association, we will have a training on digital analytics, understanding your numbers. We have 4 panelists. This will be at the United Way Greater Houston. All of these events are in Houston. I'm in Houston. You should come through, see me, because I want to see you. I want to give you a hug. That event's from 6 to 8. I'll have those details in the show notes. Of course, the flyers are on social media, so be sure to follow me. Let me go back. The People Fund, that's Tuesday, May 7th. I'm speaking from 1 to 2. But People Fund, they have their Innovation Week, so they're going to have training classes all week. So it's a very good event. I suggest you look into that as a new business owner. Let's see. So look, I'm going to do some more episodes. I think my following episode, I'm going to talk about AMA, the association, and just the whole drive behind that. So who knows how long that episode will be. And then something that I really am focusing on this year is just leadership, and just really want to share all of the things that I've been experiencing in this leadership roles, which has led to other leadership roles. I just finished a leadership training, Accelerate, literally yesterday. Timing is everything, right? I think sometimes that's the beauty of life. It's just the timing is, oh my God. If I tell you about these first 4 or 5 months, you will not believe it. But as always, God is good. So those will be my next 2 episodes. Look out for those the following weeks. But like I said, I am back and I am better. A little Bryson Tiller inspiration, you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, man, just grateful, excited. Make sure you follow me on social media, Michelle Gomez, Ngome. You're going to see a big smile with the Cameroon flag. The one and only, baby. Remember, I believe in you, and a personal connection leads to an influential network. I haven't done this in a while. Stay tuned next week. Peace and blessings.